Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Steven, otherwise known as the Auralist, and today we're going to be taking a step back from subpar streams and lethargic Let's Plays. Oh yes. It's time to thrust this channel into the limelight with a truly revolutionary upheaval to the usual YouTube paradigm. I propose a change in format, a truly unprecedented heel turn of PewDiePie proportions. I must confess that going forward, this factually forgettable facade that I have cultivated for myself must be thrown upon the sacrificial pyre, and from said sacrificial pyre's ashes, this channel shall rise anew like the phoenix of old! Cynical critiques, robust refutations, and extemporaneous expositions are just a few of the things I can promise you, dear viewers. So if you think you can circumvent the monumental pile of bullshit I'm about to hurl your way, then I implore you, dear viewers, do not click away. If you didn't get all that, I'm basically saying that I'm going to retool the channel with a focus on movie, game, TV show, and tech review. Simply put, buckle up, bitches! If you're still here after all that insane rambling, then let me be the first to congratulate you. You sat through a pile of bullshit and came out clean on the other side. As your reward, let's get right to the fucking review. In honor of today's devilishly dark origins, we'll be taking a look at the delightfully dubious comedy/horror flick from the bowels of Ireland. Morose B-movie gore effects, a laughably low budget, and corny one-liners come together in a confusingly lovable tale about an undead clown adequately named Stitches. Early on, we're introduced to this poor schlub of a character, Stitches the Clown. It's made readily apparent to the viewers that he doesn't give much of a fuck about his life or career, and honestly, why would he? He has no money, all of his possessions suck, and his career is basically entertaining a bunch of heartless, unrepentant, cruel-ass kids. As such, he shows very little effort or drive, and honestly, as the viewers, that kind of makes us fucking hate him. But wait, oh wait, ladies and gentlemen, maybe you save your criticism until we're introduced to the rest of the cast. Just look at these little shits. Look at how they're fucking treating him. I get that he doesn't really give much of a shit about his job, appearance, or life in general, but how could you possibly stay mad at a character like this when he has to deal with this bullshit on a daily basis? These kids are literally every bitch and bully you met on the schoolyard growing up. Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, eventually all of their misguided aggression towards Stitches the Clown culminates in him impaling himself on some loose cutlery left in the dishwasher.
You two, not in the house!
Go to hell!
Can we talk about that for just a sec? Like, I know we're getting into it and everything, but just give me a second, all right? What kind of mother leaves a nice, sharp knife sticking up into the air, unattended, with a bunch of children running around the house? I don't know, it just kind of fucks with me a bit. So poor old Stitches stumbles around for a little bit with a knife still sticking out of his face when we're suddenly awarded the first of many lackluster gore effects. I know they're trying for a gross out scene here, but why the hell is this kid just standing here and taking it? He literally stands there for almost 20 seconds as blood gushes onto him. My guess is the only reason they didn't have the kid run away was so that they could set up this over-the-top banana peel knife to the face gag, which I genuinely enjoyed, so not knocking it. Alright, so the clown's dead and the kids are scarred for life. That's a wrap! But wait, there's more! If Stephen King has taught us anything, it's that clowns do not go down easy. Through a convoluted black magic ceremony involving other insane clowns and a rejected Easter egg, a ritual takes place that our main character somehow blunders into, which imbues the dearly departed Stitches with some nondescript curse. Flash forward to high school and cue the oh-so-worn-out melodrama of being a social outcast. Yep, most of our friends have split off and formed our own stereotypical identities. You got your sex hound, you got your slut, the asshole ex-friend, the moody potential love interest, the nerdy main character, and Bulger. Alright, I know I'm going off script again, but I have to gush about fucking Bulger. I adore him.
That needs to go higher. You have an arse wave.
Fuck off.
Are you fuck up? What are you doing? Here, blow these up. And can someone cover up those bins, please? They look terrible.
Good work. Now all we need is some buddies.
Bring on the fanny fest.
This fabulous fudge packer breathes some much-needed sass into an otherwise mundane group of friends, and I love that about him. I kind of wish that this movie was less of a dark comedy and more about him and his antics, but we can't always have what we want, can we, kiddies? So because it's nerdy main character's birthday once again, the curse activates and Stitches comes back to life to seek revenge on this terrible group of children. Remember when I said you'd have a tough time hating Stitches? Well, I'll let the man himself explain why.
It's time to party.
Yep. With that one bit of extremely corny dialogue, we're reintroduced to Stitches, our new favorite character. That wince-inducing line is just the first of his many ridiculously contrived one-liners.
Taken from behind.
So in the interest of saving you the trouble of going through a boring-ass romantic subplot and more teen high school drama, the movie begins to kick off at around the 45-minute mark. Stitches has somehow stealthily made his way into the party. Yeah, they never really explained why all the other partygoers aren't freaked out by a deranged-looking undead clown. I don't know, maybe they try to explain it away by the asshole ex-friend coming to the party dressed as a crazy clown, but come on, these guys look nothing alike. Regardless, Stitches goes about his ghastly business of seeking out and slaughtering the 6 children that wronged him. As stated previously, the gore effects are pretty cheap and lackluster, but at this point of the movie, we can kind of tell that the movie isn't really taking itself seriously, so you can kind of forgive it. Aww, why is Bulger the second to go? All I have left to root for now is Stitches. Ah well, at least Bulger had one last parting zinger.
I've been raped by a clown! Help!
So our undead hero continues to stalk about the house, managing to separate and eliminate the children one by one, unironically spouting quite possibly the corniest and best dialogue I've seen in a dark comedy.
Why are you screaming, Chunky? You've clearly got the stomach for it. You are 16, right? I don't want to go to prison.
Seriously, the writing is just so unashamedly cheesy that you kind of have to give the cast props for not cracking up at each utterance. Following in a similar vein, almost all of the kills in this movie are ridiculously over the top.
Can you tell what it is yet? Woof, woof.
Come on, why you gotta kill the cat, man? I fucking, I really hate it when writers think it's okay to kill animals in movies for, like, comedic effect. It's not funny or cute, it's just stupid.
7, 8, 9.
Dead.
I retract my statement. That was fucking hilarious. Naturally, as we start killing off characters, the plot begins to wind down. Nerdy main character and potential love interest discover the hidden meaning behind the clown's eggs. They deduce that in order to kill Stitches permanently, they need to find and destroy his egg. After a delightfully absurd tricycle chase scene, we arrive at the graveyard from whence the demonic clown has come in search of his egg. There's some campy back and forth and laughably bad choreography, but we eventually arrive at the point where the kids manage to banish Stitches back to hell or clown purgatory or wherever he came from. Cue the climax for the romantic subplot and roll credits. So what are my final thoughts on this flick? Well, looking back, it's a culmination of ridiculous writing, college assignment level effects, high school cliches, and all tied around a convoluted cursed egg equals zombie clown plotline. Despite all of this, I can't really bring myself to hate it though. Sure, its effects are laughable, but when you look at its budget and how hard they had to work with what little they had, it honestly makes me respect them for it. It's not a giant Hollywood blockbuster with crazy practical effects or CG or anything like that, but what it does have serves its purpose. An example of this is that one scene when the cat is pawing at the clown's animated nose. You can clearly see that it's chasing something that's not the nose, and they even leave an unedited part where you can see the cat teaser toy in frame. Despite this, the movie makes up for it by owning its low production value in the very next scene when you see the plush cat getting beat against the walls. As I said earlier, this movie knows what it is on the surface and doesn't take itself too seriously, and this allows the viewers to enjoy it for what it is. Another sense I get from this movie is that everyone involved seemed to have a really good time making it. Kinda like when the cameras aren't rolling, they're all buddy-buddy behind the scenes laughing at each other's performances. This is just speculation on my part, but it really seems like the cast has chemistry, and while they didn't give Oscar-winning performances, they did seem to enjoy themselves, which translates into the viewers laughing along with them. All in all, I enjoyed my time with this movie, and I think other people will too. It's not a slasher flick or a dark, dreary drama like most of the stuff that comes out this time of year, but it's definitely a good little waste of time if you can spare an hour and a half. I highly recommend it to anyone looking for some cheap laughs and insane dialogue. If I had to give this movie a numerical rating, I'd give it 4 bastards
Bastards.
out of 5. Happy Halloween, bitches! Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the review. Again, sorry about the tardiness of this video, but I did injure my back at work the other day, so I wasn't feeling completely up to the task of getting the shit out on time. But hey, I did get it out eventually, right? If I entertained, if you enjoyed yourself, please leave a like or a comment, maybe subscribe if you're a new viewer. All that stuff does really help me out, and I would appreciate it. Another exciting announcement right before I go, I do finally have a Discord server up for all my friends to mingle when I am not available, so please check that out in the description below. And be sure to keep it posted here, ladies and gentlemen, because I have more shit in the works and on the way. See you next time.